On the latest installment of Court of the Rings, in his 1 hour weekly stream, we got some pretty big news that update 27 is set to release next Tuesday at the earliest, but hopefully it should be arriving in the middle of next week. So in this video I will go through the most important stuff that I found from this stream, so here we go. First up, we have the Great Wedding. As I said, it's the main bulk of the content. Aragorn and Arwen are getting married. We're getting a new epic book with this update. Volume 5 will start. I'm assuming it has to do with the wedding. And also we're getting a new festival. It's going to be a yearly thing. The Midsummer Festival is coming with this update alongside the wedding in Minas Tirith. And like I said, it's the first time ever we have this festival, and from now on it'll be a yearly event, so it's gonna return every summer. And it's probably gonna be a lot of the familiar things from festivals with quests, instances, dailies, where you earn tokens to get rewards. Some rewards this time are some new titles, there's a new emote, there's a kite, and more. And like I said, there's going to be a new trade point, but also the cap is being increased from 94 up to 95. You earn this additional trade point from completing the quest Great Wedding, the wedding banquet. And like I said, the max trade points on live right now, you can only spend 94, but you can earn 95. On the next update, you can actually earn 96, but only spend 95. So every class is going to get one additional trade point to play around with. I'm sure we'll see some modified builds, but we'll see. There's also a new mode called Storied Tales. This is pretty much big battles, just more focused on storyline. And right now, the only big battles that will have Storied Tales with this update are all the Helm's Deep ones. So you can go and complete these. More of a story focus instead of focusing on the battle, I'm assuming. It's basically an alternative to the big battles if you don't like those. It's also possible to go back and do these quests again if you want to experience the Storied Tale mode, even if you did these quests before. Now on to some class changes. The Beorning class, their healing mainly, got a pretty significant nerf. We'll see how this is gonna affect the Beorning. I don't feel this change was needed. Maybe on the PvP server, Bombadil, it was too OP, but I don't think it's too OP on live. But pretty much the change is gonna be on Harden. It now has a 14-second cooldown. This is going to be increased to 20 seconds. The heal right now has an initial heal, and then every second for 8 seconds, which is 8 ticks, it'll heal morale on your target. But with this new update, the duration of the hot is going to be 12 seconds, and the tick is going to be every 2 seconds, which means we go from 8 ticks to only 6 ticks. So this skill is going to be less impactful and also be on cooldown for a longer time. So we'll see how this impacts the bear class. You might have to use your attacks to build Wrath. You don't have the set bonus, but we'll see. And also there was a fix to the Beeswarm's tick damage. It has been increased. It was probably too weak, and there were some tooltips that were fixed to display some accurate information. For Guardian, Flash of Light damage has been reduced. They're saying that this ability should be stronger with the LI legacy set bonuses for light damage at higher levels, but we'll see how this works out. Hunter has received some fixes. Older fire skills now benefit from fire damage bonuses, which will make hunters a little bit stronger. The cooldown on the trait Hail of Arrows now works on a per target basis. So this was bugged on release, and now it's getting fixed, so Hail of Arrows should reset properly according to how many targets you hit, which will be a buff to the Hunter AoE. There's been some Lore Master changes. Lore Master skills no longer cost morale, which is good. It's not needed anymore in my opinion. And so the level-headed trait now reduces power cost instead of morale. So this will change. And the biggest news, Enfeeble is finally getting fixed. The skill has been bugged for a while. Instead of buffing these 3 skills, it's been debuffing them, making them half as strong instead of double the strength. So with this update, you can finally start trading Enfeeble and enjoy your Ancient Craft for 10 seconds. Be really strong. Finally, the LM Enfeeble is fixed, which is good news. Hobbit Gifts during this wedding festival will have wedding themed gifts, just like in the Yule Festival where you could get Yule Festival gifts. You can now get special wedding themed gifts from these. A cool thing added to housing, if you're in a kinship that have a kinship house, the members can now like set your personal homes onto a list or something, a panel, and other kinnies can use a skill to port to that kinnie's personal house. It's pretty convenient. If you want to visit a kinnie, you won't have to go all the way to their house, you can just port, which is pretty nice. Legendary items are getting increased. The tier cap is increased by 4. 2 of them will be free. The other 2 will have to be unlocked, so get your Starlit Crystals and your Empowerment Scrolls ready. I'm assuming the Starlit will also be needed to increase the main stat on your LI. And that should amount to 2 Starlits and 14 Empowerment Scrolls per LI if it's maxed out already. And finally, there's been some nerfs to Remmorchant, the raid. Tier 4 and Tier 5 had some balance work, and I'm assuming it's getting nerfed because it's been way too hard. The morale is too high. It's just annoying to deal with. And in my opinion, you should just scrap Tier 5 and Tier 4. We don't need it. Tier 3 is fine as the highest difficulty. For the first time in a while, we actually had a raid that took a while to complete. And also it took like a month or longer to get a top 10 on the completion, which is good. There's no need for higher tiers in my opinion. But also additionally, to make people maybe want to run Tier 4 and Tier 5, they now have their own chests instead of sharing locks with Tier 3, so you're not going to burn your Tier 3 locks by running these tiers. Boss 2 also had a pretty significant nerf, Thossolun the Great. The morale pool of the daughters in this fight has been reduced. I don't know about how much, but they should die faster. The winged Grodbogs, those flies that fly in and instantly put poison stings on people. The cooldown on that skill has been increased from 7 to 10. And there's also an initial cooldown of 10 seconds, so they're not going to come in and immediately put poison sting on people. They also reduced damage of the Grodbog Blight Spitter's Bombard, and the cooldown has been increased from 7 to 10, as well as adding an initial 10-second cooldown. And also for the Spitter, they reduced the damage from the Acid Spit. Yeah, this update should hit middle of the next week, and it should be fun to get some new content to run, a new epic book. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more, join my Discord for a lot of Lotro discussion and information, and giveaways, and as always, I will see you in the next one.